Greetings, it is I, Dreadscape Gaming. How are all of you doing today, Dreadknights? On this, what is today? It's been a long week. It's May 7th, Thursday, 2026. We're going to be playing more Diablo IV, Warlock Dreadclaws build. This will probably be the last time that I play the Warlock Dreadclaws build. We have gotten new gear since the last time that you saw me. So, first off, we do have an ancestral unique dagger, Litany of Sable, so this pushes our damage output a lot more. We also have ancestral boots now for the footholds of the Waning World. Everything pretty much is ancestral gear at the moment. We also have rune words finally on a piece of our gear. I think the only thing here that doesn't are these two rings, but that's not going to matter too much right now. So let's get into it. I'm going to be doing between Tournament 7 and 6. Because I don't feel like my damage output is really that good still, in terms of survivability. So, this might be challenging. Because for those of you who don't know, there are 12 tournament difficulty levels. And Tournament 7 is quite a bit of a challenge so far. Let's do Helltide. We're going to do war plans. We're going to farm bosses. We're going to try to grind to Paragon 300. Once you get to 200, Paragon levels start to drop off quite a bit. Let me double check to make sure we have game audio. We do. Okay, good. Because I don't want you guys to not hear the game audio. That would be kind of bad. Let's see. Harbinger of Hatred at level Torment 7 might be a bad idea, but we're going to do it for science. Cleanse the Pit. And then for the last one, let's just do straight Nightmare Dungeons. Because that's probably a good test of strength, so to speak. Now, for people who are probably, like, not new to Diablo 4 and probably have no idea what's going on, the endgame activities are broken up into like 4 different endgame activities. So there's Nightmare Dungeons, Helltides, there's the Pit, and then on top of the Pit, there's also Lair bosses. Let's move back here. Okay, good. Cast this. So basically this build, the major focus of it is to keep your shadow form stacks, which is easier said than done. You basically just walk through and profit all around. There's nothing really too complicated for it. Alright, let's push over this way. Summon these enemies. Okay, good. Let's push here. And I know, probably because there are people who've come in and out looking for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I have pointed this out before, but I'm going to preface it again. I am not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel anymore. I'm sorry to all those people who were... Holy crap, that's a big mob. Let me wait on that. I am going to get killed by that. I'm not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel anymore. I'm sorry about that. I just don't have any interest in playing that game. I'd like to play games, really, that I enjoy playing on stream. So, that's pretty much the focus in Year 6 is playing stuff. I really enjoy Diablo, for anybody who doesn't know this. Okay, let's go here. Summon these enemies. Take them out. Gotta be careful here. Man, Tournament 7 don't mess around. In the least bit here. Drop it like it's hot. Okay, good. Summon this. Take this guy out. Gotta get our shadow stacks. Right now I'm Paragon 216. Which is pretty comfortable. Because we're not having, like, too many problems. I mean, the bosses are still kind of a little bit tanky, but... we're in a pretty good position, I would say. Ideally, for, like, Torment 8 and up, which people are claiming... Oh my goodness, so many one-hit KOs. Gotta move back here. You probably can't see it from your side of the screen, but all these things are shielded. On top of that, they're all using AoE, area of effect damage, so I gotta be careful. This is actually something that is a hot topic right now on Reddit. On Reddit right now, a lot of Diablo 4 players are kind of annoyed with the game design of Endgame, because they feel like most of the monsters, case in point, Cure, that one was gonna explode and kill me automatically, have nothing but like one-hit death affixes on them. And what I mean by one-hit death affixes, or affixes, however you want to pronounce it, is the fact that when you destroy something and you kill it, it basically tries to, like, kamikaze with you, which is not cool, right? Because it's kind of annoying, especially with the builds that have to get up close and personal. This one I can kind of play mostly keep away, but when I'm facing elite packs in general, this guy here that you see, I have to constantly reposition him. And sometimes wasting it on a shielded enemy to then find out that it's just gonna, like, explode on me and basically give me, like, a cheap death that I can't really prevent is quite annoying, Dreadknights. And a lot of people have kind of had that sentiment. Where the hell's the door? Maybe up this way? Nothing there? Is this a dead end? Nightmare dungeons don't usually have a dead end, so it's got to be somewhere I'm not familiar with. Some of these layouts, again, I have complained about this in the past. They have gotten better with it, so I can't really make too many big complaints. It's been kind of weird. Is there no way out of here, or are we constantly using the teleporter? What is that? Why are there enemies spawning there? Is it this way? And it's tucked away in a little corner? No, this one is quite confusing. You know, I have kind of agreed with them in that retrospect. I feel like there shouldn't be one-hit KOs that are kind of cheap and dumb. Is there another way through? There's a gate over here, so let's take a look at that whole damn and see if maybe... So weird. Very, very weird Nightmare Dungeon, but we'll do what we can. And then we'll speed through it. Yeah, one-hit KOs are not, like, fun games, especially when a lot of the times you're just trying to do it, like, fast and efficiently, and the game is just kind of trolling you. Alright, cool. Go here. These guys will flee with me. This looks like it from my side. I can't really look away from the game, because if I do, particularly in this type of content, I will get got. I don't want to get got at all. Alright, over here. Good. I'm looking for our enemy. We've reached our destination. There's one more enemy I have to kill before I can, like, get it into the area to fight the boss. For those wondering, let's go through here. Good. This up. Nice. Decent rotation here. Has anybody been up on the news today? There's been a lot of interesting things going on the internet. For starters, Nintendo apparently has confirmed that Star Fox 64 is in fact getting a remake on the Switch 2. I can't lie, I actually now partially have a reason to be interested in the Nintendo Switch 2. Star Fox 64 was one of my favorite Nintendo 64 games. On the Nintendo 64, obviously. I played that game to death. I played it all the way through to expert mode. I went through all the different difficulty settings for it. So getting an actual remake of it on Switch 2 is quite compelling for me. I'm very excited for Star Fox 64 remake. And that also, ironically, then confirms one of the error leaks, because this is the thing. Star Fox 64 remake was leaked a while back on the internet that they said it was going to be coming out. And the same person who allegedly did that also had confirmed that the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remakes were coming. So, I think it's safe to say at some point, now don't quote me on this if it doesn't happen, but at some point, we are probably going to get Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remakes. And apparently, if that information is correct, we are going to see it broken up into two games, where the first game would be just the Young Link portion of Ocarina of Time, which I think is pretty cool. And then the second half of the game, the second game, would be Adult Link. Now, I'm a bit perplexed how they would pull that off, in all honesty, Dreadknights, because here's the thing. Anybody who's played the original Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time knows that in the game, there are times where you have to switch back and forth between Young Link and Adult Link. So if you were to break up the two games, how are you really going to be able to pull that off? Unless you're going to really change the narrative quite a bit, where you just wake up as Adult Link and don't have to travel, necessarily, back in time. But I feel like that would perhaps cheapen the experience. Now, the other thing that's really surprising about all this, in regards to, like, Nintendo doing remakes, is that Nintendo usually just does, like, HD remaster ports. They don't do, like, full-on story remakes, per se, unless you can consider Super Mario RPG, because I don't know how many people remember Super Mario RPG did get a remake, but it was mostly faithful to the original, so I'm curious. I am quite curious about this route, because now, I talked about this a couple days back. When it comes to video game remakes, I'm usually sometimes on the fence about it. Sometimes I really like them, the concept of them. Sometimes when I actually play the remakes, they're not as good as the original. Like, I love Resident Evil 2 Remake. I think Resident Evil 2 Remake is phenomenal. But then, Resident Evil Nemesis, the remake of that is like, and no disrespect to Capcom, I love you, but when it came to Resident Evil Nemesis, that was perhaps one of the worst Resident Evil remakes. Resident Evil 4 Remake, I didn't play through it personally, and I had instead watched my good friend Yerv, who is a very famous for like Dead by Daylight streaming, and he played for Resident Evil 4 remake. I watched it. Well, basically him play for it, and I saw it. I'm like, you know, it's not bad, but it's not like the same game. So, you know, I'm hoping Star Fox 64 remake is good. I hope they don't change too much and they keep it mostly faithful and just like upgrade the mechanics and bring it into the new thing. Like with Ocarina of Time, it's a little bit different because Ocarina of Time is one of those games, and people have said it before. So this is not. Why am I fighting another boss here? This is fascinating. Let me kill it as well. Maybe get more loot. Did we get a mythic? Dreadknights. Dreadknights. We got a mythic to drop. We got a mythic to drop. What was it? Was it a mythic ring or was it something else mythic? I saw a mythic drop. I know I saw it. Don't gaslight me. Okay, so we got a mythic tribute of armaments. That's not necessarily bad. Not necessarily good, but it's not necessarily bad. Yeah, so I'm cautiously optimistic for Star Fox 64 remake. Ocarina of Time, it's a little bit different because I think they can improve upon the game because there's a lot of the original Ocarina of Time, for people who know, is kind of a dead world in certain retrospects, right? So, like, you can improve. You can have more side quests. You can maybe add more towns, add more NPCs, maybe really, really get into the nitty-gritty of things. So I like that. I like that they're doing different. You know, so we'll see what Nintendo does with these remakes. But now that Nintendo's really pushing remakes, the one thing that I want to see, more than anything, I know it's not going to happen, but like in terms of 64 games that I would love to see remade, give me Conker's Bad Fur Day. Even though that's not for like chibi ears, but Conker's Bad Fur Day is like one of the best N64 games with so much adult humor and stuff. It was a really, really good platformer. Give me also, for those who know, give me a remake of Mystical Ninja, The Legend of Goemon. Freaking love that game. That game is so freaking good. Such a hidden gem. Also, I would love to see a Mischief Makers game remake. I don't think that could happen because I think both companies that own the game or the rights to it right now are currently no longer making games. But like Mischief Makers was a really good N64 platform game. I loved it. I beat the game. I think I even got like the ultra secret ending to it. Like, I don't know if anybody remembers like the opening to it, which was so cool because there's like the scientist that was kind of like in love with Marina. It was kind of like implied to be like a Pana Master Roshi from Dragon Ball. And every once in a while there'd be like on the screen he'd be like, "Help me, Marina!" Because like the main point of the game is like your scientist companion creator gets kidnapped and you have to go save him and traverse the world and go against like a great evil, and there's like these whole misfit band of enemies that eventually turn good. It's like, it's a very traditional Japanese action platformer. I'm surprised that back then it even got a release. It was one of those hard games to track down too because it didn't do commercially well on the Nintendo Switch, or excuse me, not Nintendo Switch, on the N64. And what ended up happening was like very limited copies. So like when I got my hands on it, I had to go to, how many people are going to remember this name? Anybody remember the name of what GameStop was called before it was GameStop? It was called Funko Land. So I had to go to Funko Land to get Mischief Makers because I could not find it anywhere. And I was fortunate enough that when I picked it up, I got it for like dirt cheap. I think I bought it for like $5-10. Because it was like a game that was super obscure. But if you tried to find like a sealed copy of it, good luck with that. And everybody that knows Dread, I've always been kind of a game collector, right? So I like to collect classic video games. I have a lot of retro video, well, now they were considered retro video game consoles. Back then they wouldn't necessarily. Like, one of my favorite video games while I was growing up is Echo the Dolphin. So I don't know how many people in chat know about Echo the Dolphin, but I was a huge fan. Echo the Dolphin Tides of Times, they just announced that they're going to be releasing a HD collection, and on top of having just the first two games, they're going to actually make a third Echo the Dolphin game in traditional 2D graphics, similar to Sega Genesis as well as the Sega CD. I actually prefer Echo the Dolphin on Sega CD because the sound design is actually a lot better, even though, like, most people here are probably not going to even know what the hell a Sega CD is, or 32X. I have both of those consoles. My 32X, I think, doesn't work anymore, or I think is, like, something on it, so I gotta, like, fix it up. I just obviously haven't had time, because I'm being, like, super busy with a whole bunch of stuff. I got killed there! No! That's okay, we opened a chest, so we're good. Good in the hood, maybe. Let's push this over here. Alright, that Fig is super tanky, and this is what I'm talking about with, like, the one-hit KOs. Like, I can't get near him, and he's doing a force field. And he's hitting behind, so I gotta, like, hit the ultimate here. Okay, good. Nice. Ow. Big damage. See how when you killed him? This is what a lot of people have been complaining about Dreadknights, that there's too many of those things when you kill an enemy, and then just, like, tries to take you down with you, particularly as you got higher up in the tournaments. Decent amount of loot, nothing that's ancestral. What we're looking for right now, today, preferably purple gear, which are mythics. Mythics are, like, what really, truly make builds go, like, completely over the edge. Even though this one's not so bad. We need to do one more for our war plan, so we gotta open our chest, which means we gotta grind a couple more enemies, be a little bit cautious how we do this. Good. Decent rotation. I need also, like, 3 Jaw Ruins to drop, which have not been very... Like, I got them on lower tournament difficulties, but I don't know what's up with not seeing Jaws drop in, like, tournament 6 and 7. Like, it's kind of crazy, man. It's crazy, bros. Oh my god, speaking of crazy, look at all these. I can't even see what here is, like, a one-hit KO, so that's why I kind of moved back. Plus, there's, like, comments falling through. But yeah, you know, video game remakes are apparently all the rage. Good luck to Nintendo with that. With the Star Fox 64, I might have to pick up a Nintendo Switch too now. Which I kind of was not interested in getting one. Like, in terms of games, I mentioned this a couple streams back, like, the only thing really that had caught my eye with a Switch 2 was, like, and I use the term caught my eye very loosely, was Donkey Kong Bonanza, because that looks pretty interesting, but I heard, like, post-game isn't really post-game for it. Like, there's not, like, a lot of meat and potatoes. And the other thing, too, that I was kind of interested in, obviously, is something I can play on my PC, that being the Final Fantasy VII remakes. At some point, I do want to play Final Fantasy VII Remake, all of them, on stream, on this channel, probably for PC. But the hurdle to that is I'm waiting for the third game to come out, because I have a feeling they're just probably going to release them all as a bundle. But I do want to play them. I was tempted to play OG Final Fantasy VII here on the channel, but the problem with that too, and anybody who streams will be able to know this and understand, like, when you do really long games that are super long plays, it might take you, like, a whole year to kind of finish them, because let's say you only have, like, 2 or 3 hours to stream this game. Holy crap, what the hell, man? Look at this. Look at this. I just gotta kind of stand back and let everything come to me. I gotta fight the enemies. Let me be uber locked in here. Drop it. Okay. Go, minion. Do my bidding, purple demon. There we go. That's the whole point of a Warlock, anyway. You just do your bidding. You summon minions, evil things. You command the forces of evil to do your bidding. Okay, good. We got that. 133. Let's go open a chest. Any chest will do. We'll get a gift of protection here. And then we'll go do the next war plan. But yeah, you know, it's fascinating what the gaming industry's doing. But I was tempted to do Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm also wanting to play the OG one, but I think I'll probably play the remake eventually. I'm thinking probably sometime maybe in the fall. Because I gotta, like, clear out a whole schedule, and then I have to play, like, non-stop Final Fantasy VII. Which I don't mind doing. Anybody who knows me very well knows that I'm freaking in love with the original game. I do have appreciation for the remake. It's different enough, but sort of stays true to the original. I mean, like, can I be selfish, if any of you don't mind, for a second? Like, my hope, and I know this is just kind of like cheesy fanboy thing, is that I really hope that when they do the final game in Final Fantasy VII Remake, that they find a way to bring back Aerith. Because it's been so many years since the original game, and I have never personally, I should probably hold that ring, I have never personally gotten over the trauma of, spoiler alert for anybody who's not played the game, but I think at this point everybody has probably played it or watched cinema on it. But I never got over Aerith stuff. I still, even when I revisit Final Fantasy VII, and I do this every Valentine's Day, like I'll speedrun through Final Fantasy VII, like the week leading up to Valentine's Day, and then like finish on Valentine's Day. I am cheesy like that. I'm sorry. It's just me. I'm not going to do that event because that's not beneficial to what we're trying to do. Let me get rid of some enemies first. And when I have like a safe spot too. But yeah, I play through Final Fantasy VII the week leading up to like Valentine's Day and like try to queue it up for to beat it before the end of Valentine's Day. I'm blamed like that. But yeah, every time even still when I play it, like whenever Aerith's death happens on stream, or excuse me, not stream, on screen, I cry. I cry my eyes out big time. It's just like one of those deaths that really impacts you tremendously. And like, here's the thing. Like back then, there was always a way in a Final Fantasy game, unless like it was storyline, where if a character died, you could bring them back with Phoenix Down, or you could reset your load, or you could do multiple different things. You can't do that. You couldn't do that in Final Fantasy VII. So like when you beat the game and you're like, Aerith is never coming back, there's nothing you can do to save her. It breaks your soul. So I'm hoping for the remake that they recon it. It's selfish. They'll probably keep it the same, but they already introduced like the alternate universe timeline, that there's a different Aerith in another world and there's a different Cloud and stuff. So I'm hoping that that's the leeway to be able to have them reunited. But then I know like purist fans too will be like, but that completely destroys everything that happened in Advent Children. But you could make like Advent Children as a game then, and do a recon of Advent Children. I mean, who wouldn't like to see like a prologue in Final Fantasy VII, the remakes, where it leads into Advent Children, and then you actually get to play through Advent Children as an actual game storyline? That would be freaking phenomenal. Maybe I'm just a fanboy. Maybe I'm just a fanboy that wants to live out fanboy dreams and like have one of his favorite characters come back to life. But that's just me. Okay, that was great. Let's continue here. We're gonna go into another Nightmare Dungeon. We're doing war plans today. Grinding. Yeah, but at some point I want to play Final Fantasy VII. Maybe the full. Because I think it's playing like very long playthroughs, and I realized this when I was playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is why I stopped playing the playthrough, is that I usually have about like 2 to 3 hours roughly to stream 5 days a week, right? Because I'm very busy, and anybody that knows the stuff that I'm working on or things as well, I just don't have as much time to stream. Maybe in the future that will change a little bit. Most likely it is. So like me trying to finish Breath of the Wild probably was going to take me a year. I don't think anybody was going to stick with me for a year to play through like Breath of the Wild. I probably could have maybe done some speedrunning tactics too with it. But then again, like a lot of the speedrunning tactics for Breath of the Wild are like using exploits, and I have mentioned this before, anybody that knows, whenever I do speedruns, I try to avoid using any game-breaking exploits, because some people say it's not cheating. I consider some of them cheating. Like, I'm not saying, like, the Mario, like, obviously Mario 64, the only way to speedrun that is you have to do the short, long hop, because if you don't do that, it just take way too long. You know what? But, like, I on stream, I wouldn't want to use one of those exploits to, like, beat Breath of the Wild in 20 minutes, because then it's like, is that really a stream? Probably not. A lot of people be like, you cheated. You know how it is in streaming culture, right? Like, in streaming culture, you know, viewers always will complain how the streamer's doing something. You know, obviously, unless you've done streaming yourself, you don't understand the pain of streamers sometimes, because, like, why aren't you playing the game the way I want you to play it, Mr. Streamer or Mrs. Streamer and stuff, and it gets, like, frustrating sometimes. I love, don't get me wrong, audiences and stuff, but sometimes, like, when you play games and then you use, like, speedrun tactics, that's when, uh-oh, hold that thought. Why are you so tanky? Because you are Torment. I gotta kill him before he gets to phase 2, because if not, that's gonna be a problem. Did he summon himself? He did. Oh, no. These are the consequences of our action. He has a one-hit KO here that I'm probably gonna get hit by. Because I gotta... See? Told you. We had to be quicker there. In the words of Sonic, you're too slow. Okay, I'll clean it up. I'll fix that. Yeah, you know, but... Aw, man. It's so crazy. So crazy, crazy. This is hard content. Hard. Okay. Probably shouldn't use the ultimate yet. Let's wait. So I try to avoid using speedrunning tactics for, like, story-based games, I guess is the point I'm trying to make. Why are you running away from me? Stop that. Because I can't mash that either. I was trying to do just a spam tactic there. That's not going to work either. Alright, we actually can't choose this boss right now. We have to play the long game. This is going to take us a bit. VOD watchers, you might need to skip for about 10 minutes. Because I got to get the pattern down packed. We can kill him. This is like one of the harder bosses. This is the consequences of my actions by trying to do this on Torment 7. There's a lot more experience points, which is kind of greedy to do this. There are bosses. Come on, bro. Summon. Okay. Come on. And you're not doing really any damage because I don't have any shadow stacks. Oh, game. Okay. Where's Big Baddie? This was a terrible damage rotation. Oh boy. Consequences, literally. Stop shooting me. Yeah, we're not ready for lair bosses on Torment 7. He's stunned. Get him now. Get him now. Get him now. He's stunned. Please. Please get him now before he moves. Oh, darn it. And our gear is breaking too. That's not a good, good part. We almost had him. But almost isn't good enough, right, Dreadknights? Let's lock in. Harbinger of hatred. This is truly a harbinger of hatred. Give me my stacks. Stop being cheap. Come on. Okay. There's that one-hit pull. I gotta keep an eye on my health. Okay. Come on. No. Don't let him move. There comes the cheesy attack. I didn't have time to dodge. We have him. It's just I'm getting too aggro. Almost. We got the pattern. Kind of. We just gotta lock in. Alright. I'm gonna... Don't take offense to this. I'm not ignoring anybody in chat or anything right now. I have to be silent for about maybe 30 seconds. Just so that I can do this properly. Come on. Come on. Alright. He's gonna do the cheesiness. There's that pull that I get caught in because he tentacle pushed me. Gosh darn it. Alright, let's repair gear. This is gonna be a long haul. This is gonna be the long haul here. Alright. Let's keep going. Such hard content right now, Dreadknights. Let's see. Let's open this. Get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. Junk that. Pick up this garbage. Let's junk that for now. Let's get it repaired. Okay. Lock in. Whew, we could do this. We could do this. I believe. Do you believe? Just gotta be not super aggro. Okay. Return to the Lair of Loathing. Is it that called? Is it really called the Lair of Loathing? Because that's super appropriate for this. Woo! Come on. Alright. Got it. Okay. Almost. Almost. Okay. Watch out. Why are you... Okay, we got him. Almost. You son of a monkey teleporting. You son of a you-know-what. Oh. Come on. Come on. Give me the beams. Hadouken. Alright, watch out. Hadouken. I gotta be very careful how I pull this off. Hadouken. Hadouken! Where are you, you son of a you-know-what? Hadouken! No! Okay, he's stunned. He's stunned. Let's go. Let's go. Yes! Let's go! Good job. We did it. See? It just took a little bit of thinking and not button smashing there. We did it. Whew. That was tough, though. And you gave me no mythics. How dare you? But we did get an objective complete. My inventory's full, so we should probably not redeem this. Let's go back. Let's go back. We got it. We got it. Good job, good job, good job. High fives all around. High fives all around. Alright, let's see here. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. I don't need any of this gear. We already have better versions of it. Okay, Ancestral. This is good. Something we could use for a different build. This is terrible. This is terrible. This is terrible. If at first you don't succeed, try again, right? That's the major saying. Chunk it. Alright, let's go to the Tree of Whispers here. We get a redeem going. Alright, nice.
It is done.
Let's see. Material from gold? No, I don't think that would be good. A large history of gold as a reward? No, thank you. Does it give me anything good? I'm like a billionaire in this game, literally, with the amount of gold that I have. Okay. Boss trophy. I don't need any of that amulets. They're just junk amulets. It's fine. Goodbye. 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 Let's also get rid of some of these blue items. Okay, good. Good. I think the next thing we should probably do is move over this way. Actually, let's go to the pit. Because we're wasting time with fast, efficient farming. Let me double check here. Okay, good. Alright. Pit run. Tier 55 I don't think is a good idea, so let's do tier 50. And we'll continue our plans. We did finally beat the Harbinger of Hatred. Mephisto's, like, little wolf puppy thing. This is annoying. I will say the Torment layer bosses on Torment 7 are terrible. Not terrible, like, poorly designed. They're really hit hard. Like, hey, it ain't hard content for no reason, right? We're good. Like that. Not bad. Go here. Get some of these things. Good. Let's avoid this. Perfect. Good job. Good job. Okay, there. Gotta watch out. There's a lot of death near me. Can't have this much death near me. Okay, shoot this. Good. Goodbye. Any other enemies there? Heal. Okay, let's continue to push. Good amount. I mean, anybody else feel like this in chat? Like, at Paragon, once you get to a certain level, after 200, it just feels like you're really desperate to get, like, some high-level Paragon climbs. Like, I feel like I would have to do so many war plans just to be able to hit, like, Paragon 250. Alright, let's go. Alright, we're gonna go northwestward here. Continue to maintain our shadow stacks. Good. Perfect. Go through here. Nice. Perfect. 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 Let's use our ultimate again. Perfect. Like, some people are probably like, why aren't you using Armageddon Warlock? I will use it eventually. I just wanted to do, like, at least one more stream where we're playing Dreadclaws build. Because I really enjoy the Dreadclaws playstyle, because it just reminds me similar to, like, the Demon Hunter from Diablo IV. Let's keep pushing this one. Okay. Summon a big baddie. Drop down. Good. Continue to push. Go for these enemies. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Summon this. Good. Let's bring out a minion. Okay, cool. Let's take a couple of these enemies out. Nice, nice, nice. Good damage rotation. Let's continue to push over this way. Summon another Languish, which is the giant worm. because you don't know. Continue to push this way. Oh, I also meant to talk about this earlier, but Dread is probably going to be doing some Twitch streams in the future, because I haven't mentioned this before. I am an affiliate over on Twitch. I don't really do too many Twitch streams, just because I'm not, like, super big on the platform, but I feel like lately, in relation to, like, how YouTube's kind of been handling stuff, I'm probably going to do at least one Twitch stream a week moving forward. Just to kind of try something a little bit different, too. Because, you know, I don't like having to deal with, like, all the GFX bots on, like, Twitch. Because Twitch TV, people know, if you ever stream on that platform, it is kind of crazy to deal with. Because, like, every time you start streaming, you'll get, like, a bot, and they're always trying to get you, like, graphic design work and stuff, and they'll try to start, like, the conversations. I'm glad that YouTube has done something about that. Because back in the day, YouTube would do some, like, crazy stuff. And they'd let, like, bots, and then they'd, like, try to have, like, a fake conversation with you while you're streaming. Stuff. Okay, good. I don't know if this is truly good at this point. Push. Good. Let's move back here. Okay, we summon the pit boss. There's the cheesy death with the sword that I hate. Okay, come on. Let's do it. Push vicious stuff. I'm gonna show you a vicious stuff. Okay, we don't have shadow form stacks anymore. That's what happened there. Move back. I need to get some shadow form. Come on. Okay, he's dead. Problem is, there's so many enemies around that we're not in our protection bubble either, right? Okay. Only 35% chance. Why is it not doing what it's supposed to? Because there's enemies near? No way, game. No way. Okay. Can I do it now that there's not enemies? There goes the sword again. Neo Ruin? I don't think I've seen a Neo Ruin before. Oh, that's maxed out, so we can't use that one. Archfiend is not really gonna help. Overpowered, I guess we're gonna do some gacha luck here. 55% chance. Still better than a 0% chance. Okay. 25% chance. I don't like those odds. Okay. One more. And another one. Okay, good. Can't use that. Something tucked away, but I can't see a legendary seal. I don't really need any more legendary seals. I've had a couple of those already. Let's go back to base. Nicey, nicey. There is no cow level. They actually proved that there is a cow level. It's just a very long quest line that you have to do. That for me personally to do it, it would probably take me like 2 weeks. However, you can get access to the cow level if somebody moves for you. That's what I said in my tweet. Maybe somebody will move, because I meant like in the game. If they use the moo emote and they've already gone to the cow level, which is how you get the moo emote to begin with, they will give you access to it. But I have not run into anybody that is willing to move for me. Watch. We could even type it here a second and see if anybody will do it. Any moo emoters? Let's see if anybody bites. Let's see. Anybody? I don't think anybody has figured out that if you emote, it opens the cow level. But you have to have, like, access to the cow level to move. Nope. Nobody here. See? Nobody even responding to that, so... I guess at some point I'll do the quest line, but that's gonna be when I have an ample amount of free time, which, in this day and age, for me, it's very difficult to do that. I'm so busy with, like, the feature stuff that's going on. I spent the majority of my morning working on that stuff. I had a very late night yesterday. Not that it was a bad thing, because, you know, that was my own choice. I had, like, to deal with, like, a whole bunch of back-end stuff. It's been fascinating, to say the very least, the last couple of weeks. You know, a lot of things are changing, but in good direction. Not bad. Oh my goodness, I shouldn't have looked away for a second there. Okay. I'm very happy with the way things are kind of panning out. In general, too. Not just with, like, the projects I'm working on. I was a little apprehensive about something in the last couple of weeks, because I felt like, I don't know, something was a little bit kind of messed up. But I don't think that's actually the case, so I'm a little bit relieved, to say the very least, in that retrospect. I know I'm talking kind of in reels when I say that, but, you know, you ever have something that you're, like, really worried about, and you think, like, it's just not going to work itself out, or that you kind of maybe had a blunder? Dread kind of felt like that a couple of weeks ago, and he was super, super concerned. It turned out, I think I was overthinking it. Which I, personally, for the people who don't know me, when it comes to certain things, I tend to overthink, because I'm a Virgo. That's my astrological sign. So, Virgos are, like, super analytical thinkers. I guess that kind of makes sense why the hell I play, like, dungeon crawler games. What are we looking for in this particular nightmare dungeon? We're looking for a Hierophant Pyre and slay the Priestess of Hatred. Okay, let's purge the Priestess of Hatred of her hate. Hopefully we could just, like, tell her, hey, chill out, don't have hate. Having hate in your heart is bad, eh? Especially in this world. But the story, though, for this game is all centered around the Lord of Hatred. That's why everything is kind of like, particularly in these expansions, been serving Mephisto, who's considered the Lord of Hatred in these games for people who maybe don't know. I'm assuming you're watching probably Diablo IV. You probably have played the game. If not, it's a very fun dungeon crawler, but obviously as you go higher up in the difficulty levels, 12 tournament difficulties, holy crap. Let's move back there. Okay. It gets much, much harder. So the content I'm doing is basically tournament difficulty 7 of 12. And ironically, I'm kind of a bit under Paragon level to be tackling this. Realistically, I should probably be doing this with Paragon 50. And I'm about, what, 30-ish, roughly? Levels under that. It's not necessarily ideal, but I think with the build that we have, we can kind of mitigate. As you see, we're still deleting certain enemies. It's just the boss fights are a little bit more challenging, which it should be, right? Because that's kind of the fun of Diablo games, too. It's like, you build your character, you get super overpowered, then you change the difficulty setting, you have a taste of humble pie, you have to go back, swap out gear, get better rolls, you know, augment gear, augment glyphs. Very similar to, like, any type of... I mean, technically Diablo 4 is not a MMO, even though it tries to do, like, certain MMO mechanics with the open world, but it's more like a dungeon crawler, per se. Okay, what did I just do? The barrier has been dispelled. It's a good thing. I don't think that's what I was looking for, unless this enemy is somewhere there? Maybe up there. This is one of those nightmare dungeons where we're like a rat in a maze. That's like the fun part about these games. You min-max your gear. This was not where I needed to go. Oh. And where should we be going? I don't know. Let's get some of this stuff. Also, in a way, like Diablo 4 too. Like, if you're not anti-social, it's better with friends. Because the thing is, you can get into it with a group of 4. When you start, like, really, truly running stuff, you can probably level up, like, super quickly. Like, if I were to take, anybody who's, like, a low-level, quote-unquote, low-level as in, like, very beginning of the game, and I were to tell them, stand in this dungeon, and I'm just gonna kind of clear things for them, I'll probably be at, like, level 70 in, like, 20 minutes. And then you can kind of experience, unless they've changed, like, power leveling, I don't know. Because that's how it used to be in, like, Diablo 3. I used to do it for friends of mine every once in a while. Like, they wanted to play the game, but they, like, didn't catch up in the season. So I would be like, okay, stand here at the beginning of this greater rift, because they have to, like, get, obviously, through at least the base campaign. And I'd be like, I will level you up, just stand there. And I would get them through, like, a whole bunch of Paragon levels. I miss those days, because a lot of, like, my friends that played, like, Diablo 3 don't play anymore. Obviously could... Oh, one-hit death. That's what I'm talking about, those cheap deaths. There. Gotta move out of the way. You know, so, there's that. Drop these enemies. Good. Some of that. Nice. Decent rotation. Go through here. I would like to see, to be honest with you, I know this is kind of crazy for me to say, but I would like to see more VTubers play Diablo 4. There hasn't been really too many VTubers I've seen have played it. I saw one VTuber stream where they were playing, like, base Diablo 4, and they decided to grab, like, some alcohol and started, like, drinking while playing Diablo 4. It was probably one of the funniest And I mean this with all due respect. It was the funniest Diablo 4 stream that I probably have seen of a new player playing it on the base campaign. Like, that was probably, of all the VTuber streams that I've seen personally, because, you know, Dread will put VTubers over till the end of time, because I'm not somebody that's, like, competitive like that. I feel, you know, I'm not, to me, you know, everybody's, like, just cool, you know. I'm not one of those guys. Like, nobody's my competition. I've never viewed this as that. I like to change my mindset on that, you know. Some people feel that way, but it was like one of the best, funniest VTuber Diablo 4 streams that I've ever seen. Can I name drop? You know what, screw it, I'll name drop. So the VTuber Diablo 4 stream that I did watch, where the person was drinking, was Crony. I'm not, like, super familiar with Crony's content, keep that in mind. I've seen maybe, like, a little bit of Master Duel. So, like, going back and watching, like, old Diablo 4 VODs, because I'm just curious what VTubers have played the game. And, like, the drunken Diablo 4 stream was, like, peak. I have never seen that ever, like, in a Diablo stream. And it was hilarious, because it's just cool. That's the one thing about me, too. Like, okay, I'm a sweaty gamer, right? But I love watching people who have never played a game, or people who are, like, just getting into a game play it for the first time. Because for me, like, I get to experience it through a new player's eyes, which is something that I can never do anymore, right? Because, like, for Diablo 4, I'm super sweaty. I've experienced everything this game pretty much has to offer outside of the cow level at this point. You know, if you ask me to play, like, older games, I know how to probably speedrun a lot of that stuff. So I can never get that new player experience ever again. But that's the cool thing sometimes about streaming when you watch other people do it. Because you can kind of relive that new player experience, and you can see it from different perspectives and see how they might tackle their, you know, objectives, and how they'll bring a different take to it, and how they will think about, like, how the level design is, how the music is. That's, like, the cool thing about streaming. I think that's a nuance that might be lost necessarily, maybe on viewers. Maybe some viewers do appreciate it. But, you know, unless you've done it yourself, you get a newfound appreciation, I guess is the point I'm trying to make. It's kind of cool. We finished that warplane there. So it's kind of cool. So I've been watching, like, a lot of old Diablo 4, whatever VTubers have been streaming it, just to watch it and see, like, different, how they've tackled the game. The one thing that I always find fascinating is how many people simp. Can I say that on YouTube without getting canceled? How many people, like, just love Lilith as a character. And don't get me wrong, Lilith is, like, an amazing character, especially, like, in the expansion. I won't spoil it for anybody who's planning to play expansion, but they definitely, like, redeemed her. Like, if you liked Lilith in base Diablo 4, her character gets so much more development in the Lord of Hatred expansion. That's just, like, it's phenomenal. Like, and the story for Diablo, just in general, the lore, like, and not just 4. I'm talking about, like, I would love to share, like, lore videos with people on this stuff, but, like, the whole love story between Anarius and Lilith that you don't really get to see necessarily. What is that glowing thing there? If I see something glowing, I'm gonna grab it. What is this? Better be something I don't already have. I think I have that already. I do! Oh, well. Wait, do I? No, I don't. Okay, it's a new one. Good, 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 good. But yeah, like, the love story between Anarius and Lilith, because here's the thing. This is a little bit of spoiler, so if you're planning to play games, even though this isn't really necessarily talked about in Diablo 4. But Anarius was an angel, tasked with protecting the high heavens from the evils of hell. And in Diablo lore, there is a never-ending war, which is why, maybe if you've seen the game description, like, the eternal war, the eternal conflict, is constantly happening. And the thing about it is, like, Lilith and Anarius, this angel and this demon, fall in love with each other. And they decide that they don't want to deal with the eternal conflict of angels versus demons all the time anymore. So what they end up doing is they decide to flee, and they steal the world stone, right? They steal, like, the stone. And they decide to create a world. And in that world, they create Sanctuary, which is the game that we're playing concurrently. And everything is happy. They create the first human species that are known as the Nephilim. And what happens is, after a while, Anarius has a whole bunch of shame for his creations. And what he does is he decides to use the World Stone and hide it away to lower the power of all of Lilith's children. And then on top of that, he thinks because he's going to be able to get back into Savage, he decides to lure Lilith into a trap and imprison her. And then what ends up happening to him is he eventually gets captured for his sins and handed over to Mephisto where he's tortured. So, like, there's this love story and jaded lovers, and they were all, you know, they were star-crossed lovers, and I don't know, I'm a fan of, like, that whole trope. Okay. Let's do that. Like, I love that trope. Okay. And that's enough spoilers there. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk on why Diablo 4 is great. We're going to do this. We're gonna open this. Okay. Anything good this time? I keep getting Neo Ruins, but I don't need Neo Ruins. I need Jaw. We have 2 Tams, 3 Jaws. This is the one I need. I'm gonna have to start, like, using the cube to maybe upgrade the Ruin. Like, what one don't I use? I think I could get rid of a Yam again. No. I want to turn this into something good. I can't? Invocation of Jaw. How do I get that? That's what I need to know. So you can make Jaw ruins. We just got to figure out how to. Fascinating. It's probably a whole bunch of them, right? I would assume so. Wait, can't we craft, like, higher ones too at the jeweler, if I remember correctly? I believe we can. Alright. Let's see here. Evocation gives me a random one. I don't want to lose my jaw. This gives me a random one. We can't get rid of that. If I use I don't have enough. I have to use 3 of them? Oh. We can't do that. That's not worth it. Because then I'll lose important ones. What do? You just give me heal potions. Alright. Back on the grind we go, Dreadknights. Do it. Alright. This is a Echo of Duriel. Oh god. I'm about to do some hard content again. Jesus, take the wheel. It's fine. We're a trained Diablo player, right? We've been through back and back. We could do this. Believe. Drop this. Believe. Do you believe in magic? And I hope you do. Alright. Let's open the altar. And here we go. This is gonna be tough. This is Duriel Tournament 7. He loves to poison. My poison resistance crap. He's gonna roar. Okay. I have to be very careful how I do this. Where are my stacks? I can't see anything, but I think we're okay. I can't let him burrow. If he burrows, we're kind of cooked. Don't burrow. Come on. Let me get you stunned. Come on, come on. Yes, let's go. Let's go. No sweat for the great and powerful Dreadscape Gaming. I kid. We were sweating quite a bit. Give me something good. I want a mythic. I don't have a key? How dare you? I have no keys. Because I was just doing the war plans. The war plan didn't give me a key to open it, just a key to summon. Sanctuary is presently peaceful. Well, that's a change. I mean, maybe we'll get a key somewhere. We can open it up. So I have to wait like 5 minutes before we can do the next part of the war plan. So I think what we should do, potentially here next, is maybe, while we wait, we'll do what's considered Tree of Wisp not in the PvP area. That's foolish. We'll do what's called the Tree of Whisperers. We go around doing a couple bounties, which is like, kill X amount of enemies and collect these orbs, or clear this area and do this. And then we can get a reward for doing these bounties. So we could do this for like 4 minutes while we wait for the next Helltide to appear. This one's easy because this one's like do an event. Oh, it's the kid ghost thing. Okay. So here, what we're gonna do, if I can, these enemies get out of my way and let me get my shadow form stack. We just gotta take this wayward spirit to where they need to go. He's looking for his long lost mother, who's probably no longer among the living, I should say. Anybody here even like a fan of Ghost? I had a friend a long time ago that was like really into ghost hunting and stuff. Sister Dread actually is a fan of ghost hunting and stuff. She has actually like somebody she used to go to school with way back in the day. It's actually a professional, if you could even call them that, ghost hunter. They go around like literally ghost hunting him from place to place. I've always find like ghost and stuff interesting and fascinating. That's why I always try to get into like Phasmophobia. But like Phasmophobia is so freaking hard, especially when you're trying to play it solo. Like some people, I've seen some people stream that solo. I'm like, God bless you people, because I can't do it. I can't do it solo. I'm never guessing the ghost right. Speaking of ghosts, trying to help our friend get to their area, but look at all these demons. Inconsiderate demons, man. Come on. Dread's not gonna leave you behind. No, nobody ever gets left behind while on my watch, I suppose. Okay. Are you gonna move, little one? Come on, little one. Little one, you I got killed. Oh no. Trying to protect him, and we couldn't even protect ourselves. Am I in the PvP area? Because it could be somebody just snuck up and killed me too. I am in the PvP area. Oh no. I might have made a bad error doing this. Because here, anybody can sneak up on you and kill you, but I think it was a mob that killed me. It's one of those AoEs. Hi, why aren't you moving? Why aren't you moving? The event is over. Yes, I'm not trying to leave you. Why aren't you going to safety? Come on, little one. I'm trying my best here to keep you safe. But you're sure as heck not making it easy. Why are you moving like 5 seconds at it? Come on. Don't walk 5 miles per hour here, little one. I can't hold off the demons forever. I can only conjure up so many of them, literally. Yes, yes, there you go, there you go. Okay. Just gotta take care of the rest of them. They're here. Nice. We got him to safety, yay, huzzah! Hopefully that person's soul will be able to rest in peace now. But ghost hunting is something I've always wanted to do, kind of. I wouldn't mind going to like a haunted asylum, or like a haunted place. Some people probably think I'm crazy. I can actually tell this story too. Mama Dread told me this story way back in the day. And apparently when I was a very young little chibi Dread, like apparently at night, it could be heard like a random kid playing with toys, and when Mama Dread and Sister Dread woke up to see if I had like gotten out of bed to play with the toys, they found out that I was still sleeping. So apparently for multiple nights, they claim, and this is not me, and Mama Dread and Sister Dread are not crazy, keep that in mind, they claim that there was a spirit or a ghost that was coming, a little kid that was playing around with the toys. They woke up every night and could hear a little kid playing with toys and laughing and stuff. And then one day, randomly, this little kid stopped coming at night and visiting. So if you believe in ghosts and something, like I told Mama Dread, I don't really personally think that ghost exists, but I'm more than willing to kind of like open my mind to the idea of it. Because they say like apparently ghosts don't show up in front of you unless you like believe in them. But I told her I figure probably if they truly, this event phenomenon happened, probably what occurred was the ghost itself crossed over. Maybe it was a little kid that used to live in the complex that I was in. And, you know, maybe they had died in the apartment. Maybe it was an unborn child. Maybe it was some type of spirit. Okay. I didn't want to do that. I'm gonna go over here to the True Whispers and redeem. So I always felt like maybe it was probably a wayward spirit, and it was a kid maybe that had died in the apartment or never had been born, prior to Mama Dread, Sister Dread, all of us having lived in that place. And probably the kid playing with those toys got to actually live out a bit of its childhood, and then just kind of went to the afterlife. At least that's how I perceive it. You know, whether it happened, whether or not, whether it was a TV, we may never know. Sister Dread and Mama Dread are very, very adamant that this happened, so I gotta take their word for it. I'm a bit skeptical of ghosts and stuff of that nature, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Like, I've seen some interesting, fascinating Japanese lore, like, with people on, like, JP Twitter, where they are very adamant that ghosts exist and stuff. There was this one streamer that was streaming, and apparently, like, there was this noise that was heard, and people were like, oh, it was just probably something else in the background, and the streamer's, like, adamant that there was nobody there and stuff, and that was, like, a ghost. You know, so it's fascinating. Sometimes I think our psychology, like, our minds play tricks on us, too, right? Like, for me, you know, like, you ever go to sleep at night? Well, everybody goes to sleep at night, right? That's a dumb question. But, like, have you ever gone to sleep at night and then you wake up with, like, the sleep paralysis, or you have a bad dream where, like, something's trying to, like, grab at you? And then you wake up with, like, your hands sore or your legs sore, or you wake up, like, you feel paralyzed, right? Like, I've had that phenomenon happen, and it spooks me all the time that it happens. It doesn't happen too frequently. Some people are like, hey, maybe you had a stroke. No, I didn't have a stroke. But, you know, like, those type of things are kind of creepy. Also, too, like, at night, when it's very loud or very, very quiet, like, I'm kind of guilty of this. Like, if it's super quiet at night, like, really, really, really quiet, and I'm, like, really, really heavily focused on something, police burn noise in the background, I live in a noisy city, time to time you might hear emergency services pass through. We wish our emergency service providers the very best in whatever emergency they're responding to. Hopefully the person's okay, too. But getting back to my thought, like, sometimes it's like, if it's really, really late at night, I'm, like, the only person. Well, obviously, I have to be, because, you know, I live in Harry Potter's closet. And unfortunately, Dread doesn't have, like, any romantic tryst coming to visit my apartment, right? But if it's very late at night, obviously I'm here alone. And what ends up happening is, like, I'll hear noises, right? And, like, if I'm sleeping, I get up and I'll be a little bit spooked out, because I don't know, anybody in chat probably has this issue. But, like, for me, whenever I hear noises at night, and obviously I'm here alone, I think, like, what if a burglar came in? What if they're here and stuff? Because, you know, you never know, man. And where I live in a very good neighborhood. It's, like, probably one of the safest neighborhoods you could possibly live in. Even though, obviously, there's incidents that can happen from time to time. What am I doing this for? Oh, Helltide's okay. But every once in a while, like, you hear a noise at night and you get, like, spooked and you, like, jump and stuff. Like, and Dread right now doesn't have any pets, unless you consider my turtles pets. And turtles can't necessarily, you know, I sick my turtles on anything, you know. At some point I would like to own pets again, but not until I'm in a different place, because, you know, here, the Harry Potter's closet's not really ideal anymore for, like, having dogs and cats, you know. I've always been open to pets again. Like, I love dogs, but I also like cats too. A long time ago I had roommates for a time period, and they had, like, 2 cats. And by extension, those 2 cats became my cats for a while. And there was one cat that was a orange tabby. Did the Helltide end? Yeah, looks like it ended. Gosh darn it. We gotta go a different Helltide. Okay, that's fine. Happy little accident. So I had 2 cats for a while, by extension of roommates that I had. And there were 2 tabbies. There was an orange tabby, and then there was a black and white tabby. The orange tabby was a rescue, and he was by far one of the nicest cats that I've met in quite a while, since a friend of mine's cat, Wilbur, had passed away. One of the nicest ones. Then I had there was another cat that he was black and white, not really a tabby. I can't really say necessarily what type of mix of cat he was, or breed of cat. But he was, like, super vicious, and the roommates that I had at the time kind of had raised this cat to be, like, super aggressive and stuff. So, like, whenever he would see wires, he would try to claw at them. Whenever he would see me, he would try to claw at me and bite me. I understand sometimes cats play fight, but I've always kind of been the type of pet owner that I don't like my cats to play fight. I don't like my cats to be vicious. On top of that, I generally you know, like, it's debatable whether you like your pets on furniture. Like, when I was growing up as a kid, Mama Dread didn't want our pets on the furniture. She felt like that's a furniture. Definitely didn't want them on, like, kitchen tables or countertops and stuff of that nature. So, you know, I kind of am like that, where I believe you if it's a place that you're eating, you know, like the kitchen table or the kitchen sink, you probably should not have your cats crawling up there. Because that's a place where you eat and stuff. And, you know, I love cats and stuff, but they go in litter boxes and do, you know, their cat stuff, their cat business. So, you know, having them do their cat business and then starting to walk over your kitchen sink or your table where you're going to eat your food at, you know, that's where Dread kind of is like, I really would prefer my cats not doing that. The same thing with dogs, too. You don't want your dogs on. You know, like, on the bed, that's no problem. I don't mind that. That's fine by me. You know, on regular furniture like couch, as long as they're not going to claw up the couch. Because, you know, some pets like to claw, but usually if you get them cat scratching posts and stuff, they're fine with that. Because, you know, they have to obviously sharpen their claws. They're cats, right? You gotta let cats be cats sometimes. Like, I'm fine with that. I'm looking for an actual Helltide to do where there's, like, chest to open, but as you see here, I don't see any freaking chest around. Let's try to move over here, because I think maybe in this area we might be able to find some chests. If not, this is kind of gosh. So that's just like my thing. I don't mind cats on furniture. I don't mind cats on bed. I don't mind cats on laps. The only thing I don't like is cats on my kitchen table, or where I'm eating, or the sink where I have to prepare. That's where I draw the line. Same thing with dogs. Dogs should probably not be on your table and stuff. You know. So, I haven't had a cat or a dog in a while. Maybe when Dread gets to like the next chapter and stuff, I will have some pets again. Because, you know, pets are nice to have too. They're good comfort animals, right? Like, when you think about it, they're truly comfort animals. They're like, you know, I don't want to say service animals, but, you know, they help you get through tough times. The best thing about a pet too is, like, they love you usually unconditionally. You know, they will protect you with all their love and stuff, and it's kind of cool to be able to, you know, invest energy and emotional stuff into pets. I like pets, you know. I've always been a pet owner. I like, you know, cats, you know, are cool too. Dogs too. It's just something about dogs though, but I, you know, grew up around, like, I think I've told this story a couple times on stream, so I'm probably repeating it for people who are, like, regulars here. But, like, when it comes to, like, pets, like, growing up I had 2 dogs and a cat. We also had a parakeet. We had 2 fish tanks. And that was pretty much my childhood. You know, we had a lot of dogs, we had a lot of cat, we had a cat. And then pretty much my whole life I was surrounded by, like, animals. So we're used to, like, you know, family pets and stuff. Then as I got older, obviously, again, living in Harry Potter's closet, it's kind of hard to have, like, a dog and a cat now. So what ended up happening is I had to, like, have fish. So now, basically, you know, I had fish for a while, salt water. We had freshwater and saltwater fish tanks. But they were very hard to update because, like, Dread is kind of busy. I'm always moving about, so it's not, like, ideal for me to keep fish, because the thing is, like, you can't clean... With freshwater fish, you wouldn't think about it, because, like, pet stores won't tell you this, but you have to have a high upkeep, right, on them. So you have to constantly distill the water, you gotta constantly change out the water, you gotta, like, clean the filters, you gotta clean out the gravel with the siphon vacuums and stuff, and, like, if you're away a lot, you can't do that. And what ends up happening 90% of the time is, like, you go away for, like, vacation, and you come back. Are there no chests on this map whatsoever? Am I destined to not have any loot that I can open to do this war plan? It seems that way. Let's try over here instead. So, like, the thing is, you go away on vacation. When you come back, you find, like, either 3 or 4 of your fish that you paid a lot of money for dead, or you find, like, the whole fish tank has gone into disarray. The worst thing, too, is, like, when you're, like,
Pardon me, stranger.
temperature fluctuations for freshwater fish will kill them. So, like, my apartment complex in particular is notorious for either being too cold or too hot. And we don't have, like, central air, right? So, what ends up happening, we, as in, like, you live in the Dreadknights, right? I don't have central air. Or anything of that nature. So, what ends up happening is we, like, have steam that comes out from the pipes. Like, old school radiators and stuff. Like, if you've ever been to New York City, spoiler alert, that's where Dread concurrently resides. That's not, like, a big shocker. Like, you know, I have mentioned this before. You know, old school radiators. I live in an apartment complex that's from 1910. It's a very old apartment complex, like, and it's like Harry Potter's closet, I kid you not. Like, small New York City apartments, like, when you think about it, like, if you've heard the saying about it, it really truly applies. So, that's besides the point. You know, sometimes it gets very cold in here, because I have building owners that tend to be stingy and don't want to pay for gas or heat. And I don't live, like, in the projects or something. I'm gonna preface that. I live in a very good neighborhood, in a very good apartment complex. Even though the building is, like, from 1910. But I have building owners that are cheapskates. They've been trying to, like, knock down the building for years, and they figure that one of the best ways to get rid of all the tenants here that still live here, that they can't get rid of, is to mess around with the heat. It kind of backfired because now we have a lot more tenants that have moved into this building that pay a lot more rent than I do. And because they pay a lot more rent than I do, because I'm rent controlled, for people who don't know this. So rent control basically means, like, my rent only goes up a fixed rate because I've been in this apartment complex because of a certain date. So there's that. So it doesn't go up as much as other people's rent goes up. So they always want to get rid of those type of people, right? So what they did for a while is that they weren't really giving adequate heat because they were hoping people would get annoyed and move out instead of, like... And that didn't happen. So then, like, a whole bunch of new people moved in and they were playing those heat shenanigans again, and those people were paying even more money than what Dread pays rent, right? What ended up happening was they... inspectors came. And then they had to, like, I guess bump up the heat and not be stingy. So now I have the problem of, instead of it being too cold whenever the weather dips too much, now it's too hot. So temperature fluctuations for fish tanks when that happens, because you can't really cool down the water unless you're changing. That's my fault there. I took an unnecessary dump because I looked away. Skill issue. But yeah. So it's not ideal to have fish tanks here anymore, because if I go away for a bit, you know, because I have, like, a gig somewhere that takes me out of town, or I decide I'm gonna, like, go to a tournament, or many of their, like, business things that I'm doing in the future, it's probably not good to leave fish unattended, because I might come back and they'll be all dead, and then it's like, well, I spent, like, $200 on this fish tank with all these fish in it, and now they're dead. You know? We have cinders, so that means there's definitely a chest that we can finally open. It felt like it took us a century to find something. Where are the chests? There's one. I need a chest of protection. Ideally, I can't die because I don't want to lose cinders. Yeah, so. That's not, like, the money issues, too, with, like, apartment complexes, too. Like, you gotta hope that you have good, adequate heat. It's a bigger issue in New York City, which annoys me so much. Like, you gotta have adequate heat, and then, you know what, sometimes you gotta have hot water and stuff. Like, when you live in a house, it's different. But Dread has technically only lived in a house for a very short time period. And, like, house living is, like, nice and all because you have to obviously worry about the water bill and stuff, you know. But I understand now what people have said back in the day, like, if you could get a cabin in the woods or, like, a nice house as opposed to renting an apartment complex, it makes sense. Like, I know there's some people who swear by, like, condominiums. Did I say that right? Condos. Let's say that. You know, where you buy the apartment and stuff, but those have their own problems too, right? Because, like, you buy your own apartment, right? But then what happens if you, like, get neighbors that don't like you to make noise? What happens if you get, like, the neighbors from hell? You bought into this apartment, and then it's, like, very difficult to kind of get out of it. Now, on top of that, there are things with condos is that, like, you have to pay, like, a ridiculous amount of insurance because, God forbid, like, something in your apartment, like a toilet bowl leaks, or oops, hold that thought. on that foot. Like, God forbid, like, a toilet bowl leaks, or, you know, tub leaks, for that matter. What ends up happening is you are responsible for the damages, and if you don't have, like, insurance for that, well, guess what, buddy? You're probably gonna have to deal with a lawsuit. Who wants to deal with that? So that's, like, a whole issue with that. So, like, it's probably better to own a home if you can afford it, and here's the problem with that now. In this economy, realistically, who can afford to own a home? Maybe if you live in a different country, and even then, there's all those different type of issues too now, right? Because, like, you know, depending where you are, have this weird, there's this sentiment now where a lot of places don't even want foreigners there, and they're trying to do things to kind of get rid of them. So it's like, you know, the world is confusing right now, and I've been doing my best to try to make sense of everything. But, you know, it's because of everything that happened. Like, I don't want to get political, but if you know, you know. What happened where I am currently has had a ripple effect on our places in the world right now. Makes you feel bad sometimes, right? Somebody summoned a demon? Let's go. Hey, it's the person who's the same build as me. We're twins. Let's do this. We can cover a big area. There we go. Nice. I haven't seen anybody using the same build as me. It's nice to see somebody else here. Okay. Let's go. Drop it like it's hot. Nice, 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 nice. Shout. Let's go. Good. Alright, perfect, perfect, perfect. Alright, let's open this. Alright, nice, nice, nice. War plans complete. Right? No, we still gotta do Nightmare Dungeon. What am I talking about? Red had a brain fart, confirm. You know, so there's that. You know, life is complicated, but... Alright, so let's continue to push here. We've been doing a little bit more. So we continue to grind here. Cool. Shoot this. Oh, watch out for the rock. Good. Let's take those guys down. Decent damage rotation. This will be pretty easy. I feel like we're definitely getting stronger, but I feel like all we've climbed is maybe 2 or 3 Paragon levels so far, which is, you know, something. Is this a pedestal? Yes, it is. I'm gonna have to find that one. Let's move over this way. Okay, good. Alright, let's go through here. Nice. Good amount. Get some decent gear. Holy crap! That could have been one hit death if I wasn't careful. That rock thing is following me around, literally. Ouch! I just wanted to open the chest. I wanted to loot. This is a looter, right? You know, it's dungeon crawl for a reason. Okay, good. Open this. Nice. Good. Good, good, good. Slain Knight. Oh no, stop following me around. I need to pick this up. Okay, it's okay, it's okay. Don't panic. Who's panicking? I'm not the one panicking. Go through here. If I can. Game, please. Por favor. I gotta take it back up there to fight boss. This might be the fastest Nightmare Dungeon that we've had to do today. Let's activate this. Very cool. Open sesame. Okay, cool. Oh, that's a big amount of damage, because that rock continues to follow me. Climb! Or descend, I suppose. That was a little bit different. Cool. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. We're okay. I'm not panicking. You're the ones that are panicking. I'm the one panicking, confirmed. Okay. Good amount of damage. Move this over here. Okay. Gotta get my stacks up here. Easier said than done. Having this giant rock following me around too is kind of crazy. Okay. Let's take this out because that's part of the objective right now. I feel like we're lagging a bit, but I know stream's not lagging. Okay, good. Up it. Okay, good, 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 good. Good amount of orbs. Nice, nice. Yeah, so. you know, nowadays too, it's just like cost of living too is like expensive. Because I talked about the $30 Chipotle, right? I told everybody yesterday in stream, like, if you missed it, Dread like goes to Chipotle because it's cheaper than going to Taco Bell. I don't always get like fast food. Like I'm eating frozen burritos tonight again because I enjoyed the ones I had yesterday. I'm trying to eat a little bit healthier. I don't know if technically frozen burritos is considered healthier, quote unquote, but I've been trying to eat healthier. But like, you know, Taco Bell costs more money than Chipotle now. Like, you go to McDonald's. I hate McDonald's, though. And, like, McDonald's will cost you, like, $30 where I am. Pizza Hut? Pizza Hut's, like, the cheapest thing we can get here. By we, I mean, like, us, I guess. But, yeah. You know, watch out. Okay, we're good. We're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. You know, Pizza Hut's like $20. I think it's the cheapest thing. And there's people, I know there'll be people in chat that are like, Pizza Hut is gross. That's the worst tasting pizza. That's my favorite pizza in the world. I have always wanted to try, and I've never had a chance, Japanese Pizza Hut. Because I hear, like, Japanese pizza, it's supposed to be lit. I don't know if this is true or not, because I've never had a chance to have Japanese Pizza Hut. But, like, I heard it's, like, super lit. I've wanted to, like, try it. It's like, there was this one pizza that I'd seen, like, and, like, friends of mine had, like, taken pictures of it for me. And it was called, like, Iberian pork pizza from Pizza Hut. I was like, this looks good. I've never had Iberian or Iberian, I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm assuming it's Iberian pork. And it looked, like, interesting and fascinating, the pizza. Just like I've seen, like, also stuff for, like, Japanese KFC. Japanese KFC looks interesting too. You know? You assume, like, I'm a 500-pound person because of, like, talking about the fast food, like... But I'm fascinated. Like, I'm truly fascinated by, like, international fast food. Like, does anybody know about, like, the Double Down? Okay, so the Double Down used to be in America, where it was basically 2 chicken patties that were a sandwich. It was basically, they were the buns. And, like, in between it, there was, like, meat and cheese. So it was basically, you took 2 chicken patties, put meat and cheese in it, and you would call it like a double down, and you throw bacon on it. Now, I don't remember if it was Korea or it was Taiwan. It was one of the 2 countries. Where they had a variation of the double down, where it was 2 chicken patties and then a hot dog. And I was fascinated by this design. I think it's up that way and I overshot it. Like, truly, 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 truly fascinated by the double down with the hot dog and stuff. I always feel in my head, I'm like, man, it's a heart attack waiting to happen, but I'd love to try it if given the chance. And alas, I think they discontinued it because, well, heart disease is a thing, right? You know? I'm not trying to get people heart, you know, more of the story, eat healthy, right? Eat healthy, always eat healthy. Watch out. Okay, good, get those orbs. I think we can finally fight the boss here, it looks like. Let me check on stream quality, because I feel like my game's lagging. Is my stream lagging? No, it's not. Okay, so it's just the game. Ow! Don't hit me while I'm checking that. Alright, so servers today are just kind of a little bit wonky, because stream quality is fine. Alright, let's push here. And then we'll fight this boss, and we'll continue on this journey. On this destination to safe sanctuary. Tomb Lord is gonna die pretty quickly, eh? Nice. Yeah, that's an easy boss to kill. We got that part of the Helltide done. Okay. Ooh. A unique charm has dropped. I don't really need more. Let's see if we have a duplicate. Phobia of Nameless. More of Nameless. Phobia of Nameless. Let's get rid of a Phobia of Nameless. Let's pick this up. Ooh, Ancestral Focus. That might be an upgrade. Let's get rid of this then. Pick that up. Pick that up. Okay. Get the boss trophy. Anything else I should be grabbing here? No. Got the amulet too where we're at it. What did we get? Actually, that's not bad. That's actually decent. 7.3 resistance to all elements. 5.4 impairment reduction. That's kind of good. Each damage over time type you apply explode. Well, we don't have anything that does that though. Wah wah. It's great. Not for this build. There's a chest somewhere. Let's open this one too. What is this? Never Iron, which I don't know what Never Iron actually unlocks at the moment too. Alright. It's good to do the next objective. I'm gonna check something quick second if you don't mind. We're at 1:30, so I will stream for about a half hour more and then I'm gonna dip out because I have some business I need to tend to today. You know, I would love to stream a little bit longer, but I don't. I need to A, rest my voice for upcoming stuff. B, I need to do some correspondence. C, we've kind of done as much grinding as I think is gonna really be successful today. It's like the rest of the stuff I'm probably gonna do off the stream because I'm gonna have to. I do like the fact that we were able to do most of the content on Torment 7 with not really too much of a hassle, which I think is nice. Yeah, it's something. Good. Nice. Drop those enemies. Good. Take care of that. Wretched souls. Nice, nice. Activate that. Good. Alright, let's take these guys out. We have to open 2 Hell Tides again. Ideally, maybe doing one of these. Oh, that's a complicated event. Never mind, I stand corrected. It's like if it's an easy event to do, we could just do that. No, 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 no. That's not to be the case. They want me to suffer, literally. Love is pain and pain is love. No, I'm sounding like an emo. Oh, kid. Alright, let's push this way. Good. Uh-oh. One hit KO. Drop the minion. Drop the minion. Summon the big snake. Or worm, whatever you want to call it. Good. You're angry. Okay, I feel like we're quicker than the game can keep up with us right now. Fascinating. Have you ever been quicker than the game that the game kind of has to rubber band because of it, but it's not actual lag spike in the game? And it's not performance issues either. I definitely feel a little bit of latency. Fortunately, it's not affecting stream, it's just the actual quality. Me fix my model a second because I can see them looking off a little bit. It's kind of risky, I probably should have done it. Uh-oh, very risky. Okay, it's fine. We're good. We're good in the hood. Watch out, watch out, watch out. 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 Watch out, watch out. Alright, let's push this way. Watch out, watch out. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of hate. But it's called the Lord of Hatred expansion for a reason, right? Let's go from here. Good. Let's get the Gift of Protection. If I do my math correct, I think 2 of these and we're good. Let's see here. Alright, nice. Some big baddie. Alright. Oh no. He is so tanky, and he's using the cheap tactics, so we are gonna cower in fear and let the minion do the work, or we'll get caught in the cheap one-hit death. Ah, Diablo 4, please get rid of cheap stuff like that. A lot of us that are playing this game would love some of that cheap stuff to not happen. Because here's the thing, like, I gotta go back and I don't remember which way I came. I want to go back and get, like, some loot rewards. If not, I think we're going to that chest up there, but I don't even remember now. We lost our way. 75 cinders? No, we have 74. Alright, let's see. Anything? Anything you can do, I can do. No, 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 no. There we go. Watch out for these enemies here. Alright. Perfect. Let's go open this. Alright, that was decent. You still giving me crap, Gay. Would it kill the game to drop a mythic for me? Would it? And you know what's the funny thing is? When I end stream, and I'll do like a little bit more grinding off of stream, guarantee you will get the mythic then. When I don't. And I'll be like, hey, look, Dreadknights after 5 minutes after ending stream. I got it. That's how it always happens, right? Alright, we gotta enter a pit. I just wanna get a couple of these for experience points. This is a elite pack there. See, look at the blade. That's what I was talking about. There's a lot of those, like, cheap one-hits. Good. 7. I might be able to do Uber Lilith. I might be able to actually fight her with this build. And she's like Torment 8. Okay, see, that was also one-hit KO. Like, if I'm too close to that. Like, that's a goal to definitely do, like, Uber Lilith at one point this season. Because it's part of the seasonal journey, too. Alright, let's teleport. We're gonna do the pit run. I'm gonna try to do a 55. I don't know if we'll be successful. If not, we'll try again. But I think, like, her damage output should be feasible to do a 55 pit. In theory. In theory. You know what they say. Trust the process, right? Oh, I don't know what there. Memory leak, maybe? Alright. Let's try. May the odds be in her favor. 55. I think we can do it. I believe. There's a car honking out. Car honking their horn outside. Rude. We have actually a rule where I am, where you're not actually supposed to honk your horns, because if not, you get like a $250 fine for it. And yet, people in this area always do it. It's usually like the deliveries, because where I am, there's a lot of bars. Like, there's 7 bars on this block. And because there's like that many bars, they're always getting like deliveries for kegs and food deliveries and things of that nature. And the delivery people are always like double parking, so that people can't actually get parking. And that causes a lot of horn honking and stuff. It's kind of annoying too. Like, I feel bad for people who drive in my area. It's like trying to get parking here is a nightmare. You might as well park in like a garage, because you're never gonna find parking. Like, anybody who's ever lived in a city, particularly one of the like top major metro areas, destinations, knows how parking goes. Like, you park your car and then, or you try to park your car and you're there like 3 or 4 hours waiting for like a good parking spot, or 2 hours, especially if it's like after rush hour or during rush hour too. You know, if you know, you know. I feel people who are car drivers on that retrospect, because it's like, there's some people I know too that are like not only family members but like close friends that like dread having to take their car out to actually drive, because it's like, I'm not going to find parking then. That's always like the top thing you hear from people in where I am. But if I take my car out, I'm not going to find parking, so they don't take their car out, because they don't want to lose like their parking spot and stuff. That's just crazy, man. And you know why? Like, it's that way here, because like we have been pushing in my city a lot of like healthy living stuff, right? So there's bike lanes and stuff, and they are constantly creating more and more bike lanes, which bike lanes are great, right? You know, I think it's nice to have bike lanes, and you know, people have an ulterior way of getting around, and it's a little bit healthier than driving in a car. I get that. I 100% get that. You know, I know a lot of people enjoy biking. Dread has never been on a bike, believe it or not. Unless you count a tricycle back in the day. I could never get into biking, so I don't know how to ride a bike. You can point and laugh at me now. Somewhere out there right now, Sister Dread is probably pointing and laughing, because Sister Dread knows how to ride a bike. The Sister Dread likes to show off sometimes. You know? But yeah. But like, I understand, but the thing about it is, like, here where the bike lanes are, nobody ever uses the bike lanes. We have them, and the bikers still use the street, which is not the point of, like, the bike lanes. The bike lane is giving you an area so you can use the bike. And then on top of that, people in this area that are cyclists, right? Because they're not bikers, because bikers would be motorcycle people. They don't, if they do use the bike lane, they don't obey the traffic signals that they are put in place for when they can, like, you know, pass by with their bikes. They don't respect the rules. So it's like, what is the point of the bike lane if none of the rules of the bike lane are followed? Like, and I hate to say the story, but there was not too far back. I think it was in the summer. Literally, that one hit dive. Oh no. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Don't panic. Who's panicking? I'm not panicking, you're the one's panicking. Earlier in the summer, there was somebody that I believe, if I recall correctly, the story. Yeah, it was actually. It was literally, watch out, there's an R1 hit death coming, that's why I panicked. Hold that for a second. Get rid of that elite. See that sword? If that sword drops on me, I'm dead right away. But yeah, there was an incident where there was a biker, and they weren't in the bike lane. They were in the middle of the street, and a car hit the biker. And they had to, like, ambulances and everything, and I don't recall if the person passed away, but they were, like, seriously gravely injured. There was another incident, too, that kind of breaks my heart. There was a person, I guess you'd call him... Oh, that bot, the butcher's here to screw up my run. I don't want to deal with you, butcher. Leave me alone. The butcher has ruined so many of my runs when I'm just trying to, like, level up my glyphs. And also, whenever he shows up, leave me alone, butcher. I gotta find an area. I'm trying to, like, avoid him so I can fight the real boss, because if not, he's gonna stop the run. Literally, I don't want you to screw up a pit run. We're doing so well. Okay. We evaded the butcher. I didn't know you could actually do that, where you can evade the butcher. He doesn't teleport. Yay! I learned something new. Unless he, like, catches up with me. If he does, that son of a monkey. I don't offend anybody with son of a monkey, right? I try to avoid cursing as much as possible. I'm not saying that I may not, like, drop one every once in a while, but I generally try to avoid it. Just because, like, it's a bad habit, right? I mean, you kind of curse, right? I mean, everybody curses sometimes, right? Not a problem. That's why I try to get, like, creative with different types of things to say. Son of a monkey obviously means something else. Let's see here. I'm feeling confident. What happened to the butcher? Did I kill the butcher, or did the butcher just give up on me? The butcher's the one that went away, right? The one that got away. It's okay. Actually, I didn't want to see him anyway, because I'm just trying to level up my pit so we can get to a higher depth. You know, it might not look like it to the naked eye, but actually we've increased our power tremendously, because if I'm able to do pit tier 55, which I wasn't able to do last night, then we've made good strides in terms of power. Again, the goal is to get to Paragon 300. It won't be today on stream, because I'm kind of running out of time. I can really, you know, I probably play a little bit more off of stream. Hold that thought. Oh, were you trying to do something cheesy? Yeah, you were. I'm going to do something cheesy back to you, then. Huzzah. We did it. Dropped nothing but garbage, but hey, we did it. You can't always get everything that you want. Oh, I'm going to keep that. Nope. Ooh. And drop some, just so I can pick up some of this. That was pit 55, right? There's no upgrade? No upgrade here? Huh? We cleared the pit, correct? Slay the boss. I did slay the boss. Where is... Is it the butcher that we have to kill too? Are you kidding me, game? I did all that for naught? I gotta go find the butcher. Does anybody remember where he was? He was like screaming fresh meat. You son of a game. Oh my goodness. So we have no choice. We have to kill the butcher. He ruined my run regardless, because now it's not gonna count. Where are you? Now I gotta go track down a butcher, or if not, it's like the run is over. Where are you? I heard you screaming fresh meat somewhere back here. Where are you? Oh, I'm so embarrassed, man. I thought we could just ignore him and continue. There he is. You are gonna get such a hurt when I see you. Oh, maybe you're gonna kill me. Maybe I'm talking too much smack. Why are you so tanky? No. Don't do that. I believe. There we go. Peace out, Butcher. But my glyphs don't level up. Alright, well, I guess we'll get this in turn. He still managed to ruin the run regardless. Did I get anything else? Why is there a blackmailer here? Okay, fine. You want something? You want to square up with the Great Empower? You didn't see what I did to your friend? Oh, you're hit hard. Oh, you have poison on you. No, 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 no. This is why you don't talk smack, right? Okay. I need stacks. Please stop hiding in that corner. Can't you come this way? Don't use a cheap game tactic. He just likes to hide behind the poison. Look at that, man. You're turtling. And he got me. He got me. I knew it, too. It's like, this is just... It's hiding in a corner. Where are you? I want my revenge before I get out of this place. Even if I don't get anything in return from that, I want experience points. Come here. Stop hiding in that corner like a little you-know-what. Our revenge arc must be complete. Holy crap. Why do you do so much? You know, maybe this is one of those times where we should cower in fear. He's not gonna let me get to him. Okay, maybe he is. Okay. And he still killed me, but we took him out too, so that's, you know, a moral victory, perhaps. You still gave me crap. Why did I do that? I don't know. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's just a video game. It was kind of funny, though. I gotta admit. I can't even get mad at that. Alright, let's see what loot we have here. Don't need that. Don't need that. Slight upgrade? Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Possibly I can transmog that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Alright. Let's get rid of that. Let's get that done. Alright. We're gonna go to the Tree of Whispers first to redeem some stuff. And then from there... take the collection gauntlets, because it has a higher chance to get a rare item on it. We hit a level up to Paragon 218 of 300. Like I said before, when it comes to Diablo games, it's not so much the... it's about the journey, not so much the destination is the best way to put it. So it's about, like, getting incremental powers and finding the right gear and getting the dopamine hit when you find the really rare item that you need that perfects the build and changing the difficulty. So, like, it's not one of these games you can honestly rush. It's a slow burn type of game. And you know, it takes a certain type of, like, player, I guess is the way to put it, to kind of get into this type of genre of game. But it's very relaxing when you do play it. I mean, I'm doing the harder content, but, like, this is fun for me. I love this because it's very crafting and messing with stats and stuff. I love dungeon crawlers. I could play this, like, till the end of time. And the fact that they made the game a lot better than it was before. Oh. Well, it doesn't matter which way we go. I'm trying to get that so I can get more life on the build. I don't think we have time, really, for another run of War Plans. But I'm not going to end just yet. So I think what we'll do is we'll do maybe a little bit of boss farming. Just to see if we can get a mythic. Because I think I have a couple keys that have 25 keys. 25 keys? When did I get 25 keys? I guess during all that? Okay. Let's do a couple bosses. And see if we can maybe get lucky with something. Let's start with my favorite punching bag, who's actually gotten much more difficult as the levels have gone up. Let's do Grimnor first. Or Grynor, I think it's how you pronounce it. I don't know. Anybody feel free to correct me on that. Let's make sure we get our shadow stacks. These guys are tanky. Very tanky. It's kind of scary. If they're tanky, I'm afraid of what's going to happen to the boss. That's the wrong way, genius. Okay. Okay. We're okay. Maybe. I think we might have bitten off more than we could chew here. It's fine. I could always bump it down to Torment 6 to quickly farm them. Which is a possibility. I just took a massive amount of damage. You killed me in one hit. Wow, fascinating. Holy crap. We's in trouble. We's gonna die, perhaps. We's gonna die. I just gotta maybe don't play that so aggro, but considering how tanky these things are, I don't like our feature for this. I looked away at the wrong second. No. That was all me. Skill issue. I'm sorry, chat. I can't look at you right now. Lock in, Dread. Lock in, lock in, lock in. Okay. One. I got caught on something. That wasn't my fault. Okay. Come on. Do your job. Watch out. Okay. Okay. We're okay. Don't get hit by the one-hit KO attacks. I barely see it. Where are you? Are you not doing any damage? That is a bad spot to be hanging out, Dread. We got him. We got him. We got him. We got him. Come on. Minion, what are you doing? Yeah, let's go. See? That's why you can't stress it too much. You gotta... Sometimes when it gets rough, you just gotta get back on that horse and try again. Because if you don't, you know, video games are fun. Sometimes it can be a little challenging. Sometimes it can be a little daunting, but, you know, you just have fun with it, right? Overcoming obstacles. That's video games in a nutshell, right? Yeah. Pretty much. Alright. Let's do it again. See, now that we learned the pattern, we can do it. We just gotta lock in. A little bit focus. Don't clown around so much. See? Oh, that was a big hit, though. Come on. Wait. That was cheap. Even you know that. Okay. You just swung the hammer. You brought down the hammer of justice, man. He's been hanging out with 4, perhaps. Okay. 1. Oh, no. Not this time. Not this time. Not today. I just gotta move around a lot. Oh, your swing does a lot, bro. Oh, you do a lot. Oh, be careful, because he's making those shield things. Okay, gotta do that here. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Let's go! Yatta! Open. Oh, Belial showed up. Okay, Lord Elias. Let's deal with you. Didn't you see what I did to your friend? Actually, he might be very hard to deal with. Come on. He's got poison everywhere. Oh, don't get poisoned. Don't get poisoned. Don't let him go to phase 2, though. Let's go. We did it. We killed Belial. Also, the Lord Elias has been defeated again. Yes, Betrayer Husk. Nice. See? We're getting okay gear. I have to actually go back to base to actually break some of this down. We'll switch to a different boss too. I'm going to do this for like the rotation of the next 10 minutes. I'm just rotating bosses. See if we could get some mythics to drop this way. Mythics, for those who might not know what I'm talking about, because I didn't actually point it out, are purple gear. These are the strongest gear in the game. There's about 12 or 14 of these items, each with a different name. I'm looking for Hair of Perdition, I believe is how you pronounce it. So, these are the ones I have so far. Haven't been able to get the rest of them, though. Which is a little bit... not annoying, but, you know, I need a jaw, which is a rune word to be able to craft it. I still haven't been able to get it to drop, because... it's dungeon crawlers for you sometimes. I don't think I'm going to keep any of this stuff. So I'm not going to really swap to any of this right now. Doesn't have necessarily stats that I'm looking for. I was supposed to put that in the box. It's a good thing I didn't throw that in the garbage can. That would have been bad. Alright. Yes, I need steel work. Alright, let's go back in there. I'll probably fight like one more rotation of that boss, and then we'll switch to another rotation of another boss. Let's pick up our gear that we got, though, right? I don't need that. I'm not gonna pick up like anything unless it's like a unique. We're probably not going to be able to see the amount of loot on the ground, too, at this point. Let's get the stacks. And remember to watch out for his swing attack. Remember, Dread. He likes to do something cheesy in the beginning. There we go. Watch that, because he does. Anytime he swings, we gotta be careful. See, we're getting much better with this boss fight. It's just a matter of learning the pattern. Not getting discouraged. Okay, cool. Open sesame. Another Belial Swan? I don't mind this. More Betrayer Keys is great for me. Are we not doing any damage to you? Excuse me? Oh, I didn't want that to happen, so now he's gonna chuck poison all over the place. And it's so hard to see. Oh, gosh darn it. Alright, where are you? I gotta kill him. Come on, baby. Nice. Nice. Amazing. Phenomenal. Stupendous, some might say. What is mixed in here? Chest armor? I'll pick that up. Pick up the ring. Something over here? Oh, another ring. See, all the good loot is tucked away somewhere. I'm gonna drop this. Actually, let's get rid of the boots. I don't need this. I definitely don't need these either, so I don't know why I'm still carrying around with them. Alright. Let's go back to base. And now we'll rotate to a different boss. Next one we'll fight is... maybe Lord Zir would be a good target. Because Lord Zir has very easy attacks to read. They're very telegraphed. Alright. Let's see, I don't need any of this stuff. There's someone out there right now that's watching the stream and seeing me destroy these things and crying their eyes out. Because they probably need all these drops and still haven't gotten them earlier in the game. You know, in a lower tournament difficulty, uniques don't drop like candy like this. I make it look easy, kinda, but trust me, it's difficult. Okay. So let's go... Lord Zir. Lord Zir might be more hard to fight. But he might give us a mythic. And I'll rotate him for maybe about 2-3 minutes, and then I'll fight one last boss. And then I think we wrap. Because my voice is kind of telling me, hey Dread, I think you need a break. And I like to listen to my voice, because if I need a break, I should listen to it, because, you know. I don't want to say I had a scare with vocal cords before, but I did, because there was times before I was streaming a little longer, and I was screaming a lot like a maniac. Not like a maniac. I was like way too animated, and that was taking a toll on my voice, to the point where I was kind of like, my vocal cords were hurting all the time. And that's why I kind of changed like how I stream, just so that I would have like a little bit more longevity, because, you know, I already got a lot of tendonitis in my hands from... oh, that's a one-hit KO. That's my fault. My bad. I take responsibility there. I have, like, a ton of tendonitis in my hands. And I'm trying to avoid having to, like, really, you know, do surgery for tendonitis and stuff. So, the last thing I would need then is, like, vocal cord surgery, because dumb me, being a very loud streamer, didn't know when to, like, not do stuff, right? Okay. No. And vocal cord damage is no joke either. Like, people joke around with it. I've seen people who have never experienced it and then, like, make jokes over it. We're so insensitive sometimes when people do. I've seen it on the internet. It makes me... because, you know, I know playing people who have had it, and I know, like, actors and actresses who have had it, and singers who have had to end careers because of it. It's, like, it's not something to joke around with. That's people's livelihood. You know? But I've seen people do, you know, it's the internet too. Internet is like a cruel place. I try my best to make it a little bit more positive, however I can. Let's do another Lord's here. Alright. It should be kind of easy to do. Again, we just gotta watch out for the one-hit pattern, which is usually coming from the front. My minion... okay, let's move to this side, reposition. Nice. Torment 7 bosses once we got the hang of it. Not that hard. Another one? And another one. Belial! Let's go! I'm getting so many Betrayer Husks. I could use these to farm for, like, stuff I really need. He pushed me away, though. I think he killed my stacks, too. Okay. Can't let him go phase 2, because if it goes to phase 2, we gotta dodge that. Let's go! Oh my goodness, look at all those unique Dreadknights. This is the part that's so fun for me with Diablo games. Is seeing all those whites drop uniques, even though I'm probably gonna just, like, get rid of them anyway. That's dopamine hits there. Alright. I think we get just one more run, right? One more run here. We're deleting bosses. They're phenomenal, right? So freaking good. This game is so fun when you really get into it. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. This. A whole bunch of loot I still don't technically need. Oh, we'll keep that. We'll keep that. I think I need that for the Armageddon build. I don't know if I have enough of those. Something good. Let's farm Lord Zir one more time. And then I'm probably switch to Ice and Beast for the last 3 minutes. And then I bid everybody a fun farewell. But look at all the loot that dropped too, man. Freaking amazing loot here. Alright, one more run of him. Greed is good, sometimes. A mythic to drop would have been nice. Rawr. Let's go restart that. Okay. Nice. Nice. Perfect. If Belial shows up again, that would be amazing. Just saying. Push our luck, maybe, a little bit. Can't open the chest. There we go. That's how you know you've been farming too much. When you can't see the chest because of the loot. I could put a loot filter on, too. I forgot about that. It's a feature that's in Diablo 4, but I've never used it. Alright, let's do, like, 2 or 3 Beast and Ice, and then that's it. We wrap up for the day. You know, I had fun looting. I always do. This game brings out the best of me. I just enjoy it. So that's why I play it so much. Keep that. Keep that. Alright, let's get rid of this. Good. We got also a Codex upgrade. We'll do the Beast and Ice, and that's where we wrap. We have 19 keys still. I'll probably boss farm off a stream for a little bit. Tomorrow, I was originally going to play Dead by Daylight. I won't be playing Dead by Daylight. I might play Peak. Because I heard, like, you can customize your games now, so I might play Peak. Or I might play some Monster Hunter Wilds, which I haven't played in a while, because I feel like I'm long overdue for Monster Hunter Wilds. I haven't played in a while. Kind of need a Monster Hunter fix. Varshan's going to be hard. I don't remember your attack patterns. I just remember that you poison a lot, and then you have an invincibility at some point. I say this as I'm doing amazing. Hold that fort. Hold that fort. I got cocky. I got cocky confirmed. Oh no. Oh no. That was on me. I went to the fight too. I was supposed to go to the Beast and Ice, so I'll be wrapping this up after this boss fight. Okay. Go. Oh, why do you hit so hard? Because you're an uber boss. Oh no. Gotta take care of these enemies. Why are you not dropping? Okay. Oh, jeez Louise. Here's the tough one, VOD watchers, I'm sorry. How are we getting walled by him, of all things? We were deleting the rest of them. Why is Varsha on the wall? Because of the poison, probably. My minion didn't come out either. Ew, son of a... Come on. God. That would have been scarier. I got killed before he starts going into, like, big phase. Please. Oh my god. You know what, Dreadknights? I don't think this is a boss we can fight. I'll try one more time, but I think we bit off more than we can chew with this guy. Let's do this. Alright. Come on, game. Why are you being cheap on me? It's because we don't have our stacks. Oh, God. Poison damage is everybody's worst nightmare in this game. I don't remember this part of the fight. Come on. Alright, that just saved us that evade. Oh, no! I can't fight Paragon. Confirmed. Damn it. Alright, we'll find another boss to close out. I'm sorry. That poison damage is just too much to deal with. I don't have my gear, like, optimized for poison damage. Ooh, that hurt. That hurt big time. My pride. It's okay. I also feel like there's a bit of, like, some game lag. I can't, like, 100% say why. But it is. It's starting to kind of affect this a little bit. It's like server lag, but it's not stream lag, because I'm checking OBS. OBS is just fine. We've been... So I know it's like the servers. I think there's a lot of people playing Diablo 4 again. Which is good. It's not bad. More people playing is a great thing. Let me just... Where is this? Lord Seer? No, where's the Beast in Ice? Got the way somewhere here. This is the Reservoir. This is the Seat. This is... Where is it? Where is it? Where is she? Are you kidding? What's there? It was tucked away hidden behind a Lilith statue. Alright, this will be the last boss for the day, Dreadknights. Dread is tired now. Thank you, everybody that hung out and chilled for how long you did. I do greatly appreciate that. Yeah, whether you're here for a little bit, whether you're here for a long time, I do appreciate people stopping by, chilling, watching Diablo, putting the noise in background. Today it's noisy in here in the city. I don't know why. Okay. Open this. Fight the beast in the ice, and then I'll bid everybody a fond farewell. If you like what you saw here, and you're not subscribed currently to the channel, make sure to drop a like, a subscribe. All those things help the algorithm greatly. It helps the channel grow. Alright. Wait on this. Oh, why are you hitting? Oh, damn it, man. We could do it, but I gotta watch out for the cheesy attack. Oh my goodness. We probably should have stuck with Zero. Zero was an easier target to farm. Some of these ones with like AoE plus breath. It's a rough. Hard content, by the way, not easy. Alright. Hurrah. Alright. Let's be less aggressive. Ouchies. Come on. Oh my god. Alright. We gotta actually fight this like an actual boss here. Not the one hit. I hate when he does this as like a one-hit KO thing. Stop it. Okay, last fight of the day. Come on, we're almost there. Come on. Oh god. Alright, let's wait. Let's go. See, this one we can't be aggro with because it's multiple phases. Alright. Good enough. We didn't get that mythic on stream, which was the original goal for today, but, you know, I'll take that. We got some good loot. Nope, not doing that again. Alright, let's go back to base. We got 4 Paragon levels. It's not the 300 that we're trying, but hey, it's something. Was it something great? It's decent. All in a day's work, I would say. Alright, well, with that being said, that's all the time that I have for today. Thank you so much to everybody that was watching. VOD watchers, thank you so much if you were watching as well. I will be back tomorrow, either with Peak or Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm not going to do Dead by Daylight because the new PTB they mentioned, it's kind of, not the PTB, the recent updates kind of made the game unstable. There's a lot of glitches and stuff. So I don't want to play it in an unstable state. So we'll play either Monster Hunter Wilds or we'll play Peak and maybe try to finally climb to the peak solo. With that being said, though, thank you for watching. Thank you for lurking. I do greatly appreciate it. Most importantly, I appreciate you. Till next time, guys.
Thank you.